Hey, how you doing? Lee Gerstmann here, and Joe's Traynor here, and we're gonna do another album. Okay?
Another album.
Yeah, I can tell you
I
what one it
this
is.
I mean, this is a rare opportunity to pick the brain of Mr. Jazz, classical, obscure things like Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
You did this?
It's
I
like
said
asking a guy who never smokes to take a puff of a cigarette.
right. I said, hey, we've only done a few of this genre, one or two.
And I prefer that we keep it very, very few.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're doing the metal today. So what are we doing?
Slayer Show No Mercy.
Holy shit, boy, do I love Slayer. Don't you, Lee?
I actually heard all of their albums and I like most of them.
I used to say Metallica, and I still think they are like number one as far as success, but I think Slayer is my favorite of the big four.
They're possibly the same with me, but I don't want to officially say that. But anyway,
But are they perfect? No. Um, Certainly not. And we'll find out on this wonderful review today.
yeah, I usually don't like to associate with people who like them, which means I would also need to
Oh,
disassociate with myself. But
you know,
but it's okay. You're not as bad as most. So
yeah, I
anyway,
don't just scream Slayer. I can't right now. So
yeah, all right.
I've seen them. It's awesome. It's a great experience.
All right. All right.
But we're
So,
doing which album? We're doing
Show No
Show No
Mercy.
Mercy. That was
Yeah,
his debut, correct?
I would guess so. You're the
It
expert
was.
on
Metal
them.
Metal Blade Records. Brian Slagle produced with
Yeah.
Slayer. So this is their first album. They were broke when they made it. There you go. Because we're working on limited time here today, folks.
Yeah.
So, all right, what we got?
Okay,
Track.
first track Evil Has No Boundaries. At least the
That's
drum beat isn't too loud, and it's easier to take this sort of song that way. Now, that's not to say I'm against that type of music. Some of the best stuff is quite good, and this song is more comical musically to me. The guitars sound like a whiny puppy with an epileptic fit, and it's not one of the better tracks on here, but at least musically it's humorous to me. What do you think?
Humorous. Golly gee. Well, let's see what I think. The riffage right off the bat. Hell's fucking yeah. And Araya's first scream. Get used to it, motherfuckers, because you're going to hear it over and over again. The production is a bit sludgy. Definitely different from Rick Rubin's work, with Rain and Blood. Probably the greatest thrash album ever.
Yeah.
With the band, not necessarily bad or good here for me, but just a matter of what you're into, I guess. I don't mind it due to the historic nature of this being the debut. This one has a bit of a punk type feel to it anyway, so I think the production is perfect for this track. Guitar solo is pretty snazzy too, which they're not known for. Yes, I can confirm this indeed rocks like it should. Great opener. What are we doing next?
All right. What do you think of the Antichrist?
Oh, wow. The Antichrist. Oh, this is crazy here. What's that? A little swing here on a Slayer song? Starting to suspect that perhaps we haven't ironed out the style yet on this album as far as the band. This kind of sounds like we're throwing spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks. Array of sounds reminiscent of Paul Di'Anno here. This one almost sounds like a progressive metal song, especially with the riff and the chorus. Different, but yeah, again, it passes the motherfucking metal test here. Another decent guitar solo, I might add. So I have zero complaint with this one. Go ahead.
Okay. Musically, this is more like it, and kind of reminds me of the early stuff by Blue Oyster Cult. I like it musically. I would have preferred different words, but I can't have everything. It's one of the better songs on the album musically.
Fuck yeah, throw them up, Lee.
All right.
What's the next one?
Next one is Die by the Sword. Okay. The words on this song are easier to take, but they're also sounding poser to me. Like heavy metal groups around this time had to have lyrics like these. So if I am to judge the song fairly, I need to ignore the lyrics and talk about how the music itself is quite good and sounds like an improved version of the first song. They do know how to have a good rocking sound. What do you think?
Oh, by the way, we had to do production changes here. Hey, Chris and Zach, love the pick. Anyway, Die by the Sword. This one, much like I think they've been trying to find a style on the record, I also think that Araya was also fine-tuning his singing, and this one's vocals missed in points for me. I'm going to say it's probably pretty cool live, and I know because I've seen it. Nothing special here, though, on this version. Rather stock with some elementary riffage. First filler track I've heard, but again, I do know it goes hard live. I think it's just this recording.
All right. What do you think of Fight Till Death?
Probably some of, the Lord of Thrash Drumming, Dave Lombardo, the greatest ever. Let's go ahead and throw penance to Dave. It's his best drumming here at this point, proving his worth as, once again, metal's best drummer. Throughout so far, the production of the drums sound a bit lacking, though. And I get a bit more of them here for the ears, and you're going to be much wiser listening to the master himself, Dave, do his impeccable drumming. I do think we're back on track from the previous one, even if it sounds a bit Motorheadish in parts.
Okay, I think this is also pretty good, but the songs are somewhat starting to sound the same, as if they're using a guidebook to illustrate what the next song on a heavy metal album should sound like. But still, I don't mind it, and I think it's a cool tune. All right. Next song, Face the Slayer. Okay. They did something different here. And in some ways, it's the most Metallica sounding in parts. The beginning part, I think, is excess. But when the song starts first with the jumpy rhythm and then the most straightforward rhythm, it's quite good, and it's one of the better songs on the album. What do you think?
Now, fuck yes, man. This is what I'm talking about. Just the kind of metal this dude right here loves, man. That opening riff is just a great piece of ear candy. That's it. And, I do catch Maiden vibes here. I've caught Maiden vibes through a few songs. And Kerry King mentioned that, yeah, they threw some Maiden-esque type things. And especially in the riffs and Araya's bass work. And especially there's a part called Metal Storm before Face the Slayer, and I think is very badass. Yes, Face the Slayer blends into, it's an instrumental Metal Storm, which is another piece of greatness. It's my favorite song so far on this record, and I'm curious how it will hold up against the others.
All right, what do you think of the next one, Black Magic?
Yeah, we get a little bit more of that Maiden love right here on the bass work mainly. And I mean, Steve Harris is a pretty talented bass player, so I guess you could be inspired by worse. Very classic metal sound here. Solo as well. Let's just say, I go through my papers that are stuck together. More standard Slayer type solos, the one that people will make fun of a little bit, not me, but others. Kind of meh, but the rest is just so damn classic metal that it just sits so well with me. This is right up there with Metal Storm, Face the Slayer for me. I fucking dug this track.
All right, I thought another song where the music is pretty good but these types of songs seem poserish to me, and I
Oh,
generally avoid listening to them. But it was a good example of the poserish kind of songs.
Slayer are posers. Lee said that.
Yeah,
Make a hashtag
because I
Slayer
know
posers.
because I know of a lot of I
Yeah,
know of tons of that type of stuff. Is what I'm
the
saying.
the Slayer army is coming after you, Lee Gerstmann. All right, what's the next song?
All right. The next song is Tormentor. All right. This one is more my type of song lyrically and musically. It reminds me a lot of Judas Priest. It's pretty cool. And it shows me they can do this type of stuff when they want to do so. It's perhaps the best song on the album. What do you think?
I wouldn't argue with that with you, oh great one.
Yeah, I'm not so
On,
great anymore.
on
Just kidding.
Tormentor, we got Wow a Symbol. Did you hear that in the beginning? Because again, the drumming production is fucking horrible on here. Dave Lombardo, my Lord and Savior, he also didn't care for the drum sound as far as the production, and it's odd hearing them so deeply buried in the mix. But this production does add to the atmosphere, and while this one also comes across as kind of maideny to me at parts, it's another stock filler track here. And also what they did to Dave's drums, it should be illegal. All right.
All right. What do you think of the Final Command?
Oh boy, Final Command. King and Hanneman. Mic drop, broke the internet, stick a fork in it, it's done. I mean, this one fucking rules, dude. And it's all about King and Hanneman on this track. Just thrashing along with no regards for mortal human life. What do you think, Lee Gerstmann?
I think this one is a bit too fast for my taste. Quite well done, and the guitar playing is excellent, but it's more like the first song as far as my enjoyment level of it is concerned. Okay, now for Cryonics. This reminds me of Metallica, Judas Priest, and Blue Oyster Cult in one. Very cool instrumentation and almost mature, if that word can be used. Another of the best songs on the album. What do you think?
Oh Lord, they'll come after me harder now. I'm sure there would be some losing it over this song, but for some reason, this one just didn't do shit for me at all. It seems very generic, like a bit of riffage that you teach someone on guitar. I know they can do better than this. It's not the worst song I've ever heard, but this is like a Guitar Center outtake. All right.
All right, what do you think of Show No Mercy, the last song?
I mean, in big capital letters, folks, these next 5 words. I mean, Dave fucking Lombardo. It's true, there is a God. Again, he is named Lombardo. Again, shit, man. I wish I could hear the drums a bit better. That production on the drums is horrible. But you can, if you really listen, it's fucking crushing. Ominous. And did I mention, once again, Dave Lombardo? I think I did. Okay, maybe this one is my favorite. Let me see. It's hard to say because it's so close. No, I'm going to stay with Metal Storm Face the Slayer song. But I might lean back to this one day. It's absolute pulverizing bliss. Yeah.
Okay, I think this is one of the fast songs I like. It's pretty good, and also one of the better songs. I dig it.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So, Lee will do metal. He likes metal.
Oh, shut up!
He just likes to fib like he don't like
Oh,
metal.
be quiet!
I know. I gotta do all the goddamn Seabiscuit album. So I mean, goddamn, once in a blue moon, like once a year, you can
I
do a
might
metal.
not make you do them, so calm down.
No, we're going to for the fun. But you know what I mean. We
All
will
right,
do a
we're gonna
metal
do them
album
within the
once a
next week.
Hey, there is
Just
a new
kidding.
Orange Goblin album.
Ow.
There's a new Orange Goblin album. Don't make
Oh,
me.
all right,
Make
all
me
right, all right. If I back off on C Train, you can back off on Orange Goblin.
all right, it's not Goblin Cock, which is coming soon, folks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but either way,
Right,
I mean,
whatever.
for the most part, Lee is a Slayer fan, folks.
Oh.
I mean, the Slayer Nation will come.
I'd rather you
for
talk about
Psionics.
me liking Oasis.
Who said I like Oasis?
No, I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah. I mean, Cheap Trick invented rock and roll. Anyway,
No, whatever.
Lee, it's been fun.
Yeah, I guess it has been.
Yes, it has.
Okay,
And Slayer
thank
rules forever, motherfucker.
Whatever. Yeah, their last album I thought was the best of all of their last albums. Those metal 5 groups.
That's not saying a lot. I mean, Rain and Blood is a work of art.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lee, take us out.
Okay, I'm taking you out. All right. Take care.
What are we doing? You buying steak?
And everybody. All right, and bye.